Welcome back, everybody, to Change Your Perspective, Change Your Awareness, Change Your Life. I am Dr. Michelina, talking to you about multiple intelligences. And you're not going to be shocked, but this is my favorite intelligence. I alluded to it last week or last video, but intrapersonal intelligence. Intra, meaning introspective. Look to the self. Interpersonal, meaning how you relate interpersonally, right? Amongst people, social, people smart. Intrapersonal has to do with how you understand yourself. Has to do with understanding your own desires, your own fears, your own capacity to, show up. It has to do with regulating your life. It has to do with understanding your thoughts, your feelings. And I love this one because now my intrapersonal intelligence is like through the roof. This one, you have to cultivate. You have to cultivate because we don't look inside a whole heck of a lot. And so we're worried all the time about everybody else's fears and desires and what they need and how we can alleviate them and this, that, and the other. Parents especially fall sort of victim to not having a lot of intrapersonal intelligence because their entire lives become modeled and based around their children, right? So it gets really hard to focus on yourself in any way, shape, or form. You're lucky if you get a shower in. You're lucky if you're sleeping any second of the day. Who can be self-reflective when you can't even sleep, right? And so intrapersonally intelligent people self-reflect, self-analyze, self-examine. They are very good at reading the self. And I will tell you, most people aren't. This one, intrapersonal intelligence, almost everybody lacks. Almost everybody lacks. Everybody needs more of this. And the hard one about this is that you are the authority on it. And so what makes this so hard, right, is because this intelligence relies on self-awareness. And unfortunately, only 10% of people are self-aware. 85% of people think they are self-aware. And the research shows that 10% of them are. 10% of the population actually understands and analyzes themselves effectively without bias or prejudice, right? Because that's the thing that's so hard about this intelligence is people think, oh, I'm so self-aware, but actually they're seeing themselves through a very warped, tainted lens. And so self-awareness, refining yourself, developing yourself, analyzing yourself, and communicating that is all intrapersonal intelligence. Now, I'm just going to tell you, everybody needs this because the whole point of intrapersonal intelligence is that it helps us figure out what we want out of life, who we are, how to achieve it. And I will just say that basically one of the goals of the program that I coach is developing intrapersonal intelligence. That's the whole goal of it. Who are you? What do you want? Why do you want it? How do we get it? Bang. 12-week course to help you do all that. So if you already know you need this, your intrapersonal intelligence is low and you want it higher, book a call. Book a call, because this is what I do. Right? And I can do it with other people because I've done it with myself deeply already, right? And so it comes down to, I don't want to say it's a complicated process. It's not. It's just multifaceted, right? It's a multifaceted process of recognizing and gaining the awareness of your thoughts and your feelings and your beliefs and your desires. Then, right, I say it all the time, awareness, action, regulation. It's a 3-step process. And so we have to get a lot of awareness before we can take the action needed, aligned action needed to be in alignment with what we actually want and who we actually are. And then we can regulate thoughts and feelings. And so too many people are out here thinking their thoughts and their feelings can't be regulated, can't be recognized, can't be refined. And it's a lie. It's a false belief. And so why the intrapersonal intelligence is so hard for people to come by is because they're functioning out of a belief that is erroneous. And they don't realize it until someone like me comes along and educates them. Like, whoa, wait a minute here, hun. And of course, I had to get educated on this. And so intrapersonal intelligence, you're going to see really in people who are literally everything I am, actually, as I'm thinking about it, like an entrepreneur, somebody in the ministry or clergy, therapist, psychologist, somebody who's a counselor, literally everything I do. Now that I think about it, I was just like, wow, I didn't even put it 2 and 2 together. I probably should have, right? So much for being interpersonally intelligent. No, I was doing the other day. I was kind of like breaking down all the things that I do. And I was like, geez, like, how do I put this all together, right? And it really just comes down to intrapersonal intelligence. I understand myself really well, so I can help you understand yourself really well. And this is something that is hard to teach because it takes removing one's self from the process. So like with me, when I'm working with my clients, I've got to be out of it. And that means I have to understand myself so well that I know where I might want to insert myself and where it's not my job to. Because it's my job to lead you into deeper self-reflection, right? And so if you have never gone to therapy, talked to somebody about yourself, you don't have intrapersonal intelligence. I already know you don't. There's no way. Because this is the hard thing about intrapersonal intelligence. You can't cultivate it on your own. You can't. Because a lot of times you're trying to self-reflect through a distorted mirror. So you need a clear mirror. And because people don't see themselves clearly, they don't actually have accurate self-reflection. What they have is a distorted perception of self. Either too grandiose, I'm great, I'm amazing, I'm the best there ever was, or too self-depreciating, I suck, I'm awful, I'm a monster, I'm the worst. And neither of those things can ever be true. You're not that great, you're not that terrible, you're just you. Let's figure out what that looks like, really, right? And so I do this all the time with my clients. I'm like, here to just give them the facts of themselves. And I've got a whole bunch of diagnostics and things to do that, right? And so the nice thing about intrapersonal intelligence is that you are you, no matter what. The blueprint for who you are is inside of you. You were born with it. And yes, there is a nature versus nurture debate, but the nature of a person is not nearly examined enough because we're so busy getting nurtured from our environment. And then whatever we get from our environment, we internalize, and we have to sort of figure out, okay, was this me originally, or was this something I am functioning out of, calling it myself, and it's actually not. And so that's obviously what I help my clients to do. It's what I try to help everybody to do, not just my clients. Anybody I talk to, I just naturally am kind of helping them with. I've always kind of done that, but now it is my life, right? So if you are somebody who understands and recognizes your own moods and desires and intentions, well, you probably have a high intrapersonal intelligence. But more often than not, people don't have this. People do not have this unless they have cultivated it intentionally. And so, if you are ready to learn about yourself, if you are ready to get curious about you, if you are tired of being lost to yourself, if you're tired of just kind of going with the flow, and you want to take real control of who you are and examine it, you definitely want to book a call. Okay, so seasonsandsigns.com, go to discovery call, book a call with me, because I will absolutely guaranteed grow your intrapersonal intelligence with you. Not for you, can't do that. But I will absolutely help you grow your intrapersonal intelligence, because that is what I do. That's the whole point of changing your awareness, changing your perspective, and changing your life. It's to grow your intrapersonal intelligence, right? And it is the most, I know I keep saying this, right? But it's the most underrated one, because anywhere you go, there you are. There's only two things in this life that cannot be taken away from you: your relationship with yourself and your relationship with God. Those are the only two things. Everything else can change. And everything else can be taken from you, but you can't take, no one can take how you feel about you from you unless you allow them to, which people do because they don't have high levels of intrapersonal intelligence. And so, with that being said, I am begging you to take an interest in yourself, because you matter. And the whole thing is, the world tells us we don't matter. The world teaches us how to hate ourselves. And our job is to learn who we are. Our job is to know ourselves. And it's one of the hardest things. It is one of the hardest things. And that is why I'm here to help you learn it, right? So, intrapersonal intelligence, super important, super hard to come by. Like I said, 10% of the population is self-aware. And I don't think you're part of that 10%. I really don't. I love you. I mean that with love and affection, but I highly doubt it. Especially if you've never done the self-work, right? Like, how could you be? And again, self-work requires output, not just input. And so if you're ready to output, if you're ready to talk to someone, if you're ready to grow your intrapersonal intelligence, then please book a call. Let me help you. I can, I will. We will learn a lot of things about you. Other than that, please send this to everybody. Send this to everybody. If there's one video that I want the world to see on my channel, it is this one, right? Because it's so important and it's so lacking. People do not know themselves, right? I could scream that from the rooftops. And so, send them this video. Do me the favor, right? Other than that, I hope that this was very informative, very helpful. I hope that you're ready to book a call, but if not, keep watching here. I hope that you're ready to join the academy, because again, that's about growing your intrapersonal intelligence. That's what the school's for, and helping you communicate that and lead out of that space. That's the whole point of the academy and the coaches there. That's what we do. And so, with that being said, check it out. If you need me, shoot a comment, send an email, book a call. And other than that, I will see you on the next video.